Enthralling footage alert. Get your popcorn. Here we go. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Okay, welcome back to Xenon, episode 5. What I have done so far is just put a bit of clear coat over this weird dude. And then I'm gonna let it dry, get an idea of how that looks and how it holds up. Also put a nice thick layer right here. You can see brush marks and everything, so I want to see how that dries as well. So while my test clear is drying, I'm going to attempt to fix my Xenon tube lighting. So, oh, look at this. Someone has already added a little jumper there. And something going on there, little patch. And the one bulb that's not working, it looks a little sketchy. So is it the bulb or is it the trace? So I'm gonna bust out the old multimeter, check some continuity. It'd be funny if the bulb was fine all along and I went and bought me a box of bulbs unnecessarily, but it's definitely good to have spares because they will burn out. They're good for 20,000 hours, and who knows, they might be at 19,000 hours right now after being on since 1980. So I will tamper with that, maybe end up clear coating the playfield. And I guess I can't really do a whole lot to the playfield after the clear coat because I gotta let it dry. I was thinking of, while waiting for my parts to arrive, since I ordered from Marco when I'm in Canada, Marco's in the States, it said the shipping could be like 12 to 24 days, so I'll have to figure out something to do in the meanwhile. I can work on the boards. I can probably remove all the pop bumpers, get them ready, remove the flipper mechs, get them ready, and do some miscellaneous stuff while I wait. So that's the plan. I'm going to work on this thing and report back. Okay, so previous work, I think there was the solder pad was ripped off of that rightmost trace there. So I just carried the leg over, scratched off a bit of fresh trace, and I got a little bit of extra wire there on my right leg. Oopsies. Oh well. We're gonna plug this in and see if it actually works. That we can do. I haven't clear coated anything yet, so let's do this live and see what happens. The old one-handed way. This will be easier said than done. Enthralling footage alert. Get your popcorn. Here we go. Hey, look at that. Boom. There it is. All my bulbs work now. Sweet. I'm happy with that result. Okay, so the clear coat is dry. And if you look at the right angle, you can see it's not the exact same sheen. It's maybe a slight bit more dull. Maybe it's harder to pick up with the camera angle here, but you can only really tell in the black. You can't tell in the art, really, like the color. So, what does this look like over here? Oh, okay. Can't see the brush marks, really? Yeah, okay, well, is it still wet? No. Ooh, I tick my nail in it. I can scratch it, but maybe it's not really all that cured. Obviously, it's only been like half an hour, so no taking my fingernails to my clear coat once I do that, obviously. just don't do that and that result won't happen. But yeah, you can just see right here. Yeah, there. Anyway, I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. I think it's time to just blast this thing with clear coat, seal it in, and get it over with, and just rip the band-aid off. Alright, the first coat of clear has been applied. It's heavier in some areas than others. It's not a very smooth playfield with all the wear and tear, but we'll see how it ends up. I think it's actually can be a bit more dull as expected, this area here. The black isn't quite as shiny, but maybe when I novice the machine, there's a little pool of clear there. I wonder if I should sop that up. Oh yeah, hopefully if I novice the whole playfield afterwards, it might shine it up just a little bit. But I think I'm going to apply like 2 or 3 coats before I attempt to do anything on the playfield. So now I gotta watch my clear coat dry. Second coat of clear applied. Put it on fairly thick. I think I'm going to get away with just 2 coats. Probably. So while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to clean my Xenon tube. It's pretty crusty. And repair it, quote unquote. Glue this random piece back on. Because why not? And yeah, do what I can while I wait. Alright, it's not perfect, but it's cleaner. You can't really tell, because it's sitting on a dirty table. And it's not focused. And I did glue that piece back in. Turned out fine. Ooh, bad focus. And I'm actually going to switch the tube around, so I'm going to switch ends. So this will be a nice fresh end for the ball entry on this side and ball exit on that side now. So there's that. Okay, just vacuuming out the cabinet here. And I noticed a little bit of wax or something on the transformer there. And there. A couple bits in the back of the cabinet. Now this transformer works, but if it's oozing, whatever that is, I wonder if that is a bad sign. I'll have to look into that one. Alright, I just did LEDs in the GI. And let's see what it looks like. Oh, actually, these 4 are controlled. Hey, that one's not working. And these 2 are not working. This one's not working. Okay, I just got to finagle with a couple of those, but there it is, the beginnings of the LED job. I could go ahead and do the back box, and this display is still being flaky, so I think I'll reflow the headers on that. Another couple things I can do and get all these other bulbs working. Okay, so I was lowering the cabinet with the machine on, and I heard a solenoid fire. This guy here. So then I noticed that the lugs were bent out and awfully close to the edge of the cabinet. So the lug must have touched the side and grounded the coil and triggered it. Then I noticed the coil stop. Like the coil was moving despite the coil stop. So something was fishy going on there. And I found out what it was. The coil stop is broken right off. This was just loose inside the coil. So it wasn't doing a very good job. So I dug through my bin. Black hands doing so. Not that bad. I processed through all of that, and boom, found, I believe, an identical replacement. And it looks pretty good. Like, it doesn't look like that's been beat in at all. So I will rebuild that mech with this stop, new sleeve, and clean the switch and whatever else I see, but clean up the coil. So I guess I'm rebuilding mech. That's, what was I doing? Oh, I was working on the bulbs. Those ones that weren't working, I can't get any of them to work. So I think it's either connector or SCRs on the lamp driver board. Little transistors, or SCRs as they're actually called. Silicon controlled rectifiers. There it is. Okay, I'm just puttering around, doing some easy stuff. Haven't sorted out the GI bulbs yet that aren't working. That could involve some board work. But I did LED all of the inserts. So, how did that look? Should I go, let's go into lamp test. They're going to be flickering right now because I don't have my LED adapter board in. So my N isn't working. Looks like my 50 and my 10 are not working. Couple X's. I figured this would be the case. I gotta replace some sockets, check some connectors, check some transistors. I gotta do the works, SCRs. But it's LED'd playfield almost entirely. And then I'll do the back glass. And yeah, you know, it's been a good little dent tonight. That's about where I'm going to finish off though. Like I said, just doing all the easy stuff, replacing light bulbs. Then next round will be actually getting them to all work. That's the tricky part. Or the trickier part. It's not really all that bad. These 40-year-old Bally lamp sockets and connectors, pretty common. Alright, well, that'll be the end of this one. I guess this is Xenon number 5. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.